I didn't even drop one. We are about a month away from teal season starting up here, and I'm getting super excited about it. Things are looking really good habitat wise for the season, and I've got pretty high expectations for turnout on ducks this year. Today we're going to be talking about calling teal. It's something that not a lot of people do during teal season, but I feel like it kind of gives me a slight edge when I'm getting the birds coming into the spread. So this is just a little duck commander teal call, and it's not very expensive and it works really well. I've used it during teal season and I've used it during big duck season, trying to get those blue wings during the very early part of the year. So calling teal, is it necessary? No, you can go teal hunt with decoys and spinners and do just fine. I feel like the teal call helps convince more ducks to come in. Whether that be true or not, I don't really know, but it makes me feel like I'm hunting ducks a little bit more, I guess.
Here we go, 3 coming in low. Oh, I winged him. There we go, we got 2. That's a little better. Readjusted the kayak. That made a big difference there. Number 1. Number 2 should be right over here.
So the basics of teal calling, it's very easy. You do need a blue wing teal call, so you'll have to pick one of those up. You can kind of mimic it with a mallard call, but for 15, 20 bucks, you can get a teal call. Go ahead and invest in it. You're gonna get a lot of use out of it. So you're gonna hold it just like a normal call, and a teal doesn't sound like a mallard. They don't have like the same cadence or anything like that. So you wanna make sure you're blowing it fast and trying to kind of descending cadence just like a mallard, but you want to sound like a teal, not like a mallard. So a mallard, you can't really do it with a teal call, and it just doesn't sound like a teal. So here is what a teal sounds like. When you're calling teal, you want to do that long draw and then short little blips afterwards. So ba 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 ba, and that's the cadence that you're gonna want to do. These teal calls, they're very easy to blow. It doesn't take a lot of time before you've got it figured out. So if you're just getting into duck hunting and you want to learn how to call, these things are going to be a cakewalk for you to learn how to do. You don't really have to add too much voice inflection in these things either. So you can just pretty much just blow into it, and it's going to sound a lot like a teal. I like to just kind of leave my hand open. I just pick up the call and blow it. I don't feel like doing anything with your hand does much for these teal calls. So I just kind of leave it kind of open and blow into this end. You can add some voice inflection to it, but I usually just like to blow it. So you can make them short, you can make them long, it doesn't really matter. All you're doing is seeing those birds, hey, there's a group of teal up there. And you're sounding like teal on the water. On the board. Teal don't generally call as much as mallards do. I usually like to give a few chirps to the teal. I don't hammer them with like feeder calls or anything like that like you would with mallards. You're just giving a couple of chirps saying, hey, we're over here, we're having a good time. It's very simple. Get you a teal call and you'll learn how easy it is to call teal. It can be very effective in the marsh during teal season, and it could give you a slight edge over other people who are out hunting. Make sure your spread is realistic. Put out some teal decoys, get a lot of motion in there, throw some spinners in there, make sure you're hidden really well, and use that teal call, and you will be killing teal this September when teal season comes around. And it's not specific to teal season. You can use the teal call during big duck season, calling green wings, calling blue wings. I've done a lot of hunts in Nebraska during October, and there is a bunch of blue-winged teals sticking around. This can be used in September during teal season, but it can also be used through the early parts of duck season. So once again, you want to go long, short, 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 short. And you want to just kind of chirp at them. You're not going to go all haywire like you do with mallards, making it sound super lively. I like to just kind of give them some chirps and and then at that point, you know, after a couple of chirps, they're swinging by the spread. Sometimes they'll swoop in, sometimes they don't care. So it's all about your scouting, making sure you're hidden, getting the decoys moving, throw some spinners out there. And the call is just there to help convince the birds that you are a place they want to be. So the teal aren't going to respond to the call like mallards do. You know, sometimes when you call mallards, they're going to work. They're going to do their thing. You're making it sound lively, trying to convince them to come in. Teal, in my experience, they don't care about that very much. They're either going to come in or they're not. So the call just kind of helps grab their attention that otherwise they wouldn't have seen your spread. Give them a couple chirps, they'll probably swing by and hopefully give you guys a good shooting opportunity. So that's it for today's video on the teal call. It's very simple and it can be effective sometimes. I'm not totally convinced that it works 100% like a mallard call does, but this thing definitely gives you a good edge over some other people on the marsh who don't use the teal calls. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you have not already. It means a lot when you guys do that. You can follow me on my social media. I've got Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook, so be sure to follow me on there and stay up to date with what's going on. But that's all I've got for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the next one.